Today we're going to talk about the top 5 reasons why you should set a goal for your family to visit all of our national parks. Let's go. The first reason is it is very good for kids and their learning. Your time in the national parks will actually serve as a fantastic supplement and give a lot of context to the learning that your children will do in their years at school. Are they learning about volcanoes? Well, if you've been to some parks that have had some history of volcanic activity, your child will now have some context to link to that learning, to their new concepts, and their learning will be retained a lot more easily. There are so many different scientific concepts. There are so many different humanitarian concepts, ecological concepts. There are concepts that have to do with history and native cultures in our NPS system that can help your children create context for the stories so that they retain their learning that they get to experience at school. The second reason that you should make it a goal to go to all of the national parks with your family is that our memories become more distinct. They stand out better when each of those memories is set in a different setting. I have a lot of memories of different activities that we have done and little stories that I can actually recall much more easily because they are connected to certain national park experiences. There are stories of one of my children just plopping down in the middle of a hike where we only made it halfway. But at that halfway point, I sat down with that child and we played certain games and we got muddy and we splashed in the little bit of puddle that was still left from the rain the day before. There are so many memories that I retain so much better, that are so much more accessible to me and to my children because of these changes in settings. If all of our memories, if all of our experiences were in the same location, in the same home, in the same backyard, in the same community that we visited day after day after day, it would be much more difficult to access those memories. Thus, a change of setting is very helpful in helping us retain our memories of our experiences with our children as they grow up. And I am so grateful to have such a variety of settings to be the backdrop for so many memories. The third reason why it is so important, and I so much encourage you to set a family goal of visiting the national parks, is because the idea of the goal, the experience of having a goal as a family, especially a very healthy goal that everybody can participate in, that everybody has a sense of buy-in with, is very helpful at bonding you. It's something that you can research together. You can make plans together. You can discuss different options. You can discuss trips. The planning process becomes a family adventure where everybody's input counts, where all of you have made the commitment to make the best possible experience out of these various trips that you'll take to visit all of the national parks. It is the goal setting that will be a connective tissue to you and your family, your spouse, your children, partner, whomever. The goal setting is actually a very healthy act in and of itself. Plus, it is connected to that value of getting outside. So it is a reiteration of some values that you have as a family. And that's so important to have and carry through years. The fourth reason why it is so fantastic for you to make it a goal to visit all of our national parks is patriotic. It fosters a love of our country. When we make a commitment to go across the country to see a place that we don't know anything about, that is us putting faith in the country. Sometimes it's putting faith in decision makers, people that identified certain places in the United States and said that they're beautiful or that they're valuable. And we as citizens are going to go and honor that statement and also look deeply for the value in those different places. It fosters a love of country, and I think that that is a fantastic reason to raise your children moving through the national park system. The last reason that I think that you should make it a priority to try to visit as many national parks as possible as a family is because committing to going to some of the parks that you have no interest in, that you've never heard of, that are in places that you have written off as a wasteland even, can actually end up bringing you some of the greatest and most surprising joys that you will ever have. There are not that many surprises left in the world. As you hear many times, it is hard to find those surprises. But when you come upon a park and you see something that blows your mind, especially when it's something that maybe you're just trying to check off your list. It's another park, you haven't been there, let's swing by, we're in the area, let's check it off the list and let's move on. Do whatever learning we need to do and move on. And then you fall in love with the park, and it opens your eyes to a totally new place, a totally new experience, a totally different part of you that you never would have had that opportunity to connect with if you hadn't actively gone. You'll hear me talk about Death Valley all the time. It is very strange to me that out of all of the parks, Death Valley is one that I fell so deeply in love with. It would have probably been the very lowest ranking on my list of parks that I actually wanted to see. I had no interest. We stopped by because we were in the area. I was trying to check it off the list. And lo and behold, we got there. We went out to Badwater Basin. I had the most phenomenal experience in that moment. And Death Valley has so much to offer. It has drawn me back time and time again. And I have to say, it has become one of my favorite parks. It's a little bit of a sleeper, and some people may not fall as deeply in love with it as I have, but it is such a joy in my life that I have found a place that I never would have thought to explore, and I have found so much joy and excitement in that experience. So I strongly encourage you, make it a goal to see the parks. Make it a goal to see every park. Make it a goal to see 20 parks. Whatever is exciting to you and your family, bring it together, all of you, as a family goal, something that you can work towards, get excited about, do some research about, do some learning, create some context, solidify some memories, do some healthy investing in your commitment to be outside, to learn about the ecology, and to love our nation and our parks. Thanks for visiting. Please like and subscribe. Catch you later.